Shoutouts to the Patreons. If you haven't already, please do consider joining so that I can turn this into a full-time thing. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you enjoy the video. They'll help me. I've never met anyone who drools so much in their sleep. I swear, you could create a whole ocean in the span of one nap. Don't worry, you're still cute. Very cute. Welcome back to the realm of the conscious, Sleeping Beauty. Boring, boring, boring. Luminaries are always so boring. It's always, where am I? Who are you? What happened to my cohort? Take these shackles off. Blah, blah, blah. Show me something new. Show me something fun. Where's your gratitude? No. Thank you for saving your life. I guess you are right. Saving isn't exactly right in this context. Sparing, on the other hand, now that is a more fitting term, don't you think? So, go ahead. Thank me for sparing your life. Maybe even grovel a bit for me. Ooh, now you're getting more interesting. There's that bit of fire that I sensed when I first saw you. You really are so much cuter when you let some of that anger shine through. A vast improvement from those tightly wound pendants you kept for company. Comrades? What happened to your comrades? Don't you mean your oppressors? Your keepers? Your handlers? Or should I call them dead, dead, and deader? Right, there was a fourth. That one I'd like to call very, very dead. Decapitated dead, if you will. And that fifth one, yeah, he got away. But don't worry, I'm sure we'll find them soon enough. And I thought luminary paladins were supposed to be polite, poised, courteous, self-possessed, and composed. Didn't anyone ever teach you manners? I'm certain those uptight killjoys did, but you seem to have forgotten that training just now. Spouting such insults in such a heated fashion is so very unluminary-like of you. Not that I'm complaining. I'd very much like to see that facade of yours crack even more. And I'd love to be the reason you lose all control. Give the squire a prize. What gave it away? The tattered Enclave uniform? The trophy of fallen luminary officer blades lining my walls? Or is it the fact that I wiped your entire cohort off the face of the planet, like the gnats that they are, whilst barely breaking a sweat? Yes, I'm an Enclave defect. I'm an obscurant, or whatever your pretentious band of didactic windbags like to call anyone who practices unsanctioned methods of wielding the veil. Obscurant, said with such disdain. like a curse, like a dirty word. Well, I don't mind. You can call me all the dirty words in your repertoire. You can call me whatever you like. Oh, whether any insult, any aspersion, would probably relish it, in fact, so long as it comes from your mouth. But nothing will change the fact that, at the core of it all, in its truest form, what I am is free. I am enlightened. I am powerful. And you can be too. What's your name, Squire? I forget how restricting the rules of the Enclave are. You sound ridiculous. You have no name. Everyone has a name. At the very least, some endearment by which to call you by. Something to call out in the middle of the night. Over and over again. Oh, please, you're not a number, Squire. You're not a rank. The Enclave merely scrubs away all instances of free will and resistance out of your mind until you're but an empty shell of a soldier, fodder to their sanctimonious crusades, until you're so bland, so forgettable that you might as well not even have a name. Like your superiors, who died such quick, meaningless, pathetic deaths. Already I'm unable to recall the sounds of their screams as they cried out for their lives. Can't seem to picture the agony and fury that stole through their faces in their final moments. But I suppose I see remnants of those countenances here and now. What a lovely expression. I'm sure I won't be forgetting this look on you. And we're back to that boring blank mask. Are you finally remembering your luminary lessons? Those drills and tricks for composing yourself and wrangling your emotions finally kicking in? I hate that. I hate it. 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 And you know the worst part of it all? You don't even know what I mean when I say I hate the Enclave. Not truly, anyway. But if you can forget who you are and how to feel, I bet you can forget the teachings of the Enclave too. Oh, that's where you're wrong, darling. I am very familiar with the structure of the Enclave, how they operate and how they teach, though the basics of that information aren't exactly classified. Their preaching borders on imperialism. Everyone knows the Enclave, their rules, and what they stand for, what you stand to lose in adopting their ideals. Fraternity to the detriment of identity, loyalty to the detriment of autonomy, servility to the detriment of dignity, and chastity, the detriment of, well, fun. Tisk, tisk, tisk. So quick to defend. So quick to protect the reputation of your beloved Enclave. But would they do the same for you? Would they fight to protect your pride? Would they so staunchly defend your honor? After all, they never even promoted you to the lowest incandescence of luminary. I recognize the emblems on your robe. You're not even considered a full paladin yet. Aren't you a little old to still be a squire? Those automatic responses are so stuffy, so far from what I know you truly want to say to me. It goes against your instincts, these soulless tendencies that have been carved into you by those self-righteous paladins. But I'll be sure to train that out of you. soon enough. There it is again. Obscurant. I suppose you fancy my person, the conniving, evil shadow to the brilliance of the luminary Enclave, don't you? The Enclave, a holy beacon for all the world, wielding the veil in such a way as to illuminate those suffering in the shade, and I, the obscurant, the heretic, twisting the veil, corrupting it, dimming your light using the darkness within. And yet, ironically, your hubris shines so brightly as to render you blind. I'll show you how to take that blindfold off, sweetie. Brightling. And once you're more experienced, we can certainly have some fun putting it back on. Oh, do me a favor and break my heart gently, Brightling. You shouldn't say never. Never such a long time. And I have nothing but patience. It's truly a virtue to be able to hold out for so long. To wait until you've reached your tipping point. Your climax. A climax of character. I've found that never always turns into perhaps. Turns into just this once. Turns into more. And I do so look forward to the day you fall on your knees and plead to me. Don't stop. Teaching you, of course. Why? Because I see something in you, Brightling. Something those idiots in the Enclave were too incompetent or too scared to nurture. Do you know just how long I've been waiting for someone like you to appear? From the moment I saw you, I knew you were the one. Thousands of veil wielders on this planet, and none meet my standards. I chose you. And it's only a matter of time before you choose me too. Do you know how excruciating it's been to hold the secrets of the universe and have no one to pass it on to? And my suffering. Join me. You look shocked. Did you think that the Enclave was the only collection of veiled wielders with any form of organization? The only order that taught and learned? Tisk. I'm disappointed in you, Brightling. But I suppose this is what mentors are for. To undo the damage caused by those bastards. To prove to you that we're more than a monolith. More than a stereotype. So much more than you can ever imagine. You wouldn't believe the things I would show you. But I'm sure you delight in how revealing I could be. Ouch. No, that's not very nice. Did you learn that insult from the Enclave too? I know what they think of us. Brutes. Savages. Cannibals. Did you know that in some regions of the world, people have been told that we obscurants eat babies? That's not true, of course. I'd never have so simple a palate. After all, you're the only thing I'd like to eat up, to have a taste of. Besides, children are such a handful, aren't they? No. I'd much rather have a mouthful of you. See, you spout that nonsense, parroting those asinine teachings from the Enclave meant to disparage my kind, meant to offend me with petty slander and humiliation. But here's the thing, Brightling. When it comes to you, I don't mind a little degradation. I actually think I'd enjoy being belittled by you. Oh, to sweetly suffer these delicious indignities. So go ahead, disrespect me to your heart's content. I think you'd rather like how shameless I could be. But it doesn't change that one simple, crucial fact. You don't truly know anything about me or what I can do. But you could. Ever the ascetic paladin. Doesn't it ever get tiring to have to refuse that which you know you crave? That austere life, living solely on bare essentials, meditations, and mantras. Humans were not meant to live that way, withdrawn and emotionless. Humans are meant to be filled with feeling, and the very best of us are overflowing with desire, with passion, with need, with want. I want to teach you. I want you to learn. I want an apprentice. I want you. And see, yet another thing you're wrong about. Yet another thing I can correct. You're already learning so much with me now. For I do know how to wield the veil. The right way. The true way. A way only a select few like us are able to. In our uniqueness, the Enclave seeks our suppression. They fear what we can do, for they know that when we realize our true abilities, they'd never be able to compare. Aren't you curious as to how exactly I was able to take down your entire cohort of elite luminary paladins single-handedly? How I was able to command the veil in such a ways that you've never been able to before. Imagine what I could do if I were actually trying. If I had someone of equal caliber by my side. I can show you. I can show you many things. Many things. Things that you've only dreamed of, fantasized about. And soon, you'll far, far outgrow that pathetic group of pacifists that you call your comrades. Now, don't get so riled up, Brightling. Those shackles could chafe. Though, I do so love to finally see some emotion on that lovely face of yours. Your ire is misplaced. I've only told you the truth. Surely I'm not deserving of such hostility. Manipulating you? Is that what you think this is? No, Brightling. Goading? Certainly. Taunting? Of course. Provoking? Naturally. But I'm only saying these things to get a reaction out of you. To excite you a bit. Push you towards the edge, to your breaking point. To arouse your power. No. If you feel like I'm manipulating you, then you're implying that my words shake the foundation of your teachings. And if that's not a conscious effort on my part, then there's obviously something else in your mind that threatens your resolve. My words may compel, may instigate, but they do not dictate. That is entirely up to you and your subconscious. And it looks like it may be telling you that I'm right. Shackles, Brightling, shackles. Oh no, I'm not talking about those veil-enforced steel cuffs around your wrists, Brightling. I mean the bindings that have been put on your potential, your power since your entry into the Enclave. You can break free of your physical restraints anytime you want, if only you have the willpower to push through. So do it. Do it, Brightling. Aren't I making you angry? I can feel it, through the veil. The emotions you've been taught so meticulously, so carefully to silence, simmering below the surface of your barely contained calm. But with each comment I make, you feel that resolve wavering, that control breaking. You're enraged, you're tempted, you're ashamed of that temptation. You're so close, Brightling, on the verge of greatness. Can't you feel it? Use that anger. Come at me. Break through the shackles. Brightling, break free. It's just as I thought. The Enclave's teachings are too thorough, too binding, as are your naive aspirations to cling to those principles. Ever the perfectly imperfect luminary. But I suppose you don't need all your fingers to be my apprentice, do you? Yes. Fear and pain and anger. That could work. I had hoped it wouldn't come to this, but it's clear I have no choice. Sometimes one as stubborn as you need not a nudge to leap forward into the unknown, but a shove. Brightling, you've suddenly found that you can't move your hands now, haven't you? That you can't move at all. Good. Be frightened, be angry. Use that, Brightling. I have 4 knives here. If you want to stop them from plunging down and severing your fingers, you will have to use the veil. Use it to swerve the blade out of the way and into my own hand, to break through your physical shackles, even to choke me. I don't care. But if you don't, well, you'll have a much harder time wielding your sword now, won't you? Are you ready? Yeah, but no one ever truly is. Very good. You managed to angle that blade into the space between your splayed fingers, but that was an awfully luminary tactic, to evade instead of confront, always opting for the path that sheds the least blood. Unfortunately, that's not what I'm looking for. You showed incredible restraint, yes, very fine motor skills and minute control over the veil, but it was rigid, inelegant. I want to see your raw power. That was not the marker of a luminary apprentice who spent years honing their craft. And that was not quite good enough. You've heard that before now, haven't you? Not good enough. Isn't that what the luminaries told you constantly? When you couldn't complete their inane tests, when you failed time and time again to demonstrate that your mastery of the veil reflected their virtues, when they justified relegating you to a position below even the lowest tier of paladin. Inadequate, insufficient, failure, not good enough. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Another swerve of the blade. Perhaps the Enclave discourages attachments, and this tenet is further enforced through a physical manifestation. All those layers of Enclave mandated robes to cover up every inch of your skin, A barrier of sorts, ensuring that nothing impure breaks in, but also ensuring that nothing powerful breaks out. A physical suppressant to complement your anneal your mental chains, enforcing a rule that I know bothers you more than anyone else. To never touch or be touched. These tattered robes of me are not for fashion, nor modesty. They allow me to feel more intensely. The veil surrounds us all, connects us all, but the Enclave seeks to limit our exposure to it and each other. I know to you, in your prudish sensibilities, I appear as a half-naked zealot, but in shedding the excess of my clothing, I shed my bindings, and I open myself to the full extent of the veil, tearing down the mental and physical limitations they have imposed upon me. Perhaps we need the same with you. You look scandalized. What? Are you afraid to be so vulnerable? To feel so exposed and naked? To lay your soul bare to me? You only need to feel the cuffs on your hands, Brightling. You may not even need to shed more ever. It's all up to you. I will only remove your gloves. And hopefully, the rest of your clothing will come later. I'm glad you assent to reason, though I do so hope you'll eventually change your mind on my last statement. Now, feel the shackles. Feel the force of my will surrounding it, strengthening it. Feel the knives poised at your hands. Feel my presence just inches away. And feel the veil that connects it all. You're shaking, Brightling. Use that outrage from your own helplessness. Don't let it break your focus. That should come easily to you, you know. I can see your natural affinity. You were born to channel the veil, not control it, like the luminaries do. The veil was meant to be used, manipulated, through the strength of your emotions, not held in place by stagnant minds and stagnant souls wrapped around you so tightly, so that it's less of a veil and more of a shroud. It loves and hates and writhes and rebels and refuses to be constrained by meaningless covenants and rules. It's a living thing, as are you, and it wants to break free. You want to break free. Or maybe the luminaries were right. Maybe you are a lost cause. Maybe you were never meant for anything more than being some officer's lackeys. What a shame. I do so hate to be wrong about these kinds of things. They knew they could treat you however they wanted, you know. I saw it in their minds of your superiors. They looked at you and saw dirt, a blemish on their pristine robes, a mark they'd have you scrub out with your own hands, all while you knelt at their feet, begging them for forgiveness over the transgressions of your mere existence. They were the ones that couldn't teach you, and yet they were of the opinion that you were useless, that you were a waste of resources. What was it that Enclave said other than not good enough? What a waste of time. Please, Brightling. It takes hardly any effort to clean those thoughts from your mind. I'm barely in your head. Your insecurities speak for themselves. I saw it the moment your cohort trespassed onto my territory, and saw it in the way they cast you to the side and ignored you. How they treated you like the worthless squire you are. Hopeless, powerless, worthless. But not to me. That makes 4 knives. You evaded injury all 4 times. But this is not what I'm looking for. I have a surprise for you. 1 more knife. And this one, I will aim straight at your heart. No opportunity to gently nudge its course. No chance for you to fall back on the dregs of your past instruction. I was willing to let you take the easy way out before, but the situation's more dire than expected. Your will is strong, but unfortunately is fixated on the wrong endeavor, and so it will require equally formidable measures to break free. I hate seeing such a talent so steadfastly lock away, believe me. The 2 extremes I'm offering are a mercy. I'm giving you 1 final chance. Break free from the shackles using the veil, or die. Break free, Brightling. Break free. Break free. Yes, yes. Here you are, Brightling. Here you are. And you're just as flawless as I thought you'd be. I suppose there was a fatal error in my methods to bring out your power. So silly of me. Leaving weapons within your reach? You're holding me at knife point. But what will you really do with that blade, Brightling? Oh, I'm sure you'd love that, wouldn't you? But I see your mind is still at war. The turmoil of your newly released power, fighting against the teachings indoctrinated into your mind from such a young age. Your resentment wars with your fidelity to the Enclave. Your hatred wars with your draw to me. So conflicted. So beautifully chaotic. As you were meant to be. No, never say that about yourself. That's what the Enclave thinks. The Enclave thinks that this behavior, your true nature, is blasphemous. They poison you with lies. The Enclave believes you are defective and beyond help. But me, I'm not so blind. I see you. The cracks, the instability, the favor, the power. I see perfection, and I will stop at nothing to make certain that you see it too. Alright then. Luminaries always keep their word, don't they? So, do it. Kill me. Forsake a core tenet of your precious Enclave and stab me through the heart while I'm unarmed. But the difference between us as of now, well, you fear blood on your hands and the stain on your soul for my death. I would gladly drive your blade in deeper, just so I can be a few inches closer to you. Either way, my job is done. You can never go back to the restricted life again, powerless and pathetic. But something tells me you don't want that, to go back there. No, I can see that. Though you want to, you won't actually kill me. Because your desire for me overpowers that impulse. And that's so very hard for you, isn't it? It's too different from before when you were just an empty shell. You finally opened up your mind and potential are overfilled with wants. Choking on it, glutting yourself on it, an insatiable hunger. I'd be happy, all too happy to attempt to satisfy. Because what you want, even more than revenge, even more than justice, is to be with me. You want me to teach you, to help you harness your gift in all of its wonderful, calamitous glory. And I will. I'll give you all that I know and all that I am until you've reached the height of your capabilities. And then we can finally take down the Enclave for good. Together. You're wrong. Again. Not all of us obscurants aspire to form their own empire. Not all of us seek a power to rule and assert our will over all others. Some of us just want to watch the Enclave burn. And some of us desire to no longer be alone. I'll be the fuel. You'll be the flame. And the spark that exists between us, between our conjoined efforts, will ignite and stoke the embers that will finally reduce the Enclave to ashes. 2 is enough. The only concession I'm willing to cede in favor of the luminaries is that they've got one thing right. The bond between master and apprentice. But it should never stay that way. We will become equals, you and I. Once you have learned all that you need to know. You are unfinished as you are right now, newly forged, in need of polishing and honing. But through my training, you'll get there. Eventually. My masterpiece of an apprentice. My one and only. In the Enclave, they mass-produce luminaries, quality decreasing with each watered-down imitation of human connection, as impersonal as the ideals they uphold. You would have been one of many, just another cog in their machine, faceless, lost among the masses. To them, you would have been nothing. Let me make you my everything. You luminaries are so in love with your teas, aren't you? Honesty, purity. Why don't you try indulging a bit? Championing on something like obscenity, depravity, perversity. You might as well. Can't really uphold honesty while lying to yourself. And I'm certain that, at this close a distance, all the thoughts you have toward me are far from pure. Is that going to be a catchphrase for you from now on? Shut up or I'll kill you. You act like your mind hasn't already made its decision, like I haven't already broken the dam that held back your endless power, the last of your hesitancy washing away. But you know, deep down, you won't kill me. You know your life is already mine. How do I know? How do I know? Because Instead of that knife, your bare hand now rests over my heart. To never touch or be touched. Looks like you craved such intimacy, more than you thought. Pulling away so soon, and here I thought we were having a moment. No, don't look at me like that. It was extreme, yes, but all of this was entirely necessary. You'll forgive me soon enough, when you're powerful enough to hold your own against me. Perhaps I'll even find myself pressed against the wall at knife point again. I'd very much like that. Though, I do hope the conclusion to such a confrontation will end with more than me just pleading and panting. Now, come, take my hand. It's a peace offering, Brightling. Don't look so suspicious. People should have unwavering faith in their mentor, because that's what we are now. Mentor and pupil. Take my hand. Touching my skin and gloves should pose no problem now. Touching me ungloved should pose no problem now. You know you want to. Haven't we already proved that? You still don't trust me, do you? I could see it on your face and your thoughts. Do you so enjoy stomping on my poor lonely heart? I've been nothing but truthful, and I swear I will remain forever faithful. You caught me, internalizing my lessons already, aren't you now? I wondered just how much you'd memorize, just how far you'd go, all for the special attention of a teacher's pet. You're right. Forever and never practically the same, opposing forces like in their extremes. But you've seen my methods. You know how I operate. But my conviction allows me to say such words as forever and never and truly mean it. I deal in absolutes. Commitment for me is tantamount to fundamental truth. I pledge myself fully with the entirety of my will and being. I pledge myself to you. Faithful. That word is intentional. I will remain faithful forever. Paladins devote themselves to an ideal, a higher cause. In lieu of the Enclave, it's only right that I've gained a new religion. Is it not? Oppose all you want, but I know you've always longed for someone to say this to you. You can't hide that from me. You can't hide anything from me. Not anymore. Take my hand. Please. Good. You're not as enthusiastic as I'd like, but it's a start. I can certainly get used to this. Of course. How could I forget? I can't very well have you referring to me as obscurant all the time, now can I? Call me Burnren. Or Master, if you'd like. Now, I will ask you this one more time. What's your name?